Same idea. We're gonna just go through and just randomly pick a couple dudes. Well, I guess the controller is working. This thing finally synced up. So we're gonna pick Princess Peach. So you can actually play this game with this remote and or the joystick. So you could use either one. So we're gonna play this guy here. Select the round. Just gonna wait for this fella to get going.
Here we are live from Yoshi Park Course 1. This special course passes players through the attractions of Yoshi Park. And now, we begin the race. Everyone is off to a strong start.
I was totally late on that. So use the joystick here. So turn left and right. Oh, here. I'm playing it with one hand, so that's one of those deals.
Now or never.
So to shoot, you highlight these guys, and you press the A button down here.
Peach shoots the needle ball. Yoshi. Needle
And
ball has
you
thrown
use
the
the
tire.
number 3 button here to jump. You see her hopping there a little bit.
It's wiped out by the bases. Waluigi makes a perfect pass. Peach shot an item. Waluigi tires are now squared.
Way down. So there's some gameplay. I'm gonna jump back out of this guy to kind of keep going. So what I wanted to do is kind of show you guys what it's like to use the remote. So you could use it. You could use this remote, the Wii remote for shooting, and the joystick to play arcade games. So we're gonna jump back and go to the actual arcade game. So these are all the console systems. These are all pretty much just bonus systems. The main system that we're gonna be focusing on right now is the MAME system. So we're gonna press start, and we're gonna go to now with this guy. You press the joystick to the right. You press and hold to the right, and you'll see that the letter light up. Then you just start clicking the joystick to whatever you want here, whatever letter you want to go on. We're gonna look for Mortal Kombat. That's pretty much what we're looking for. I'm gonna actually go past and then come back up the other way. It's a little faster that way. Mortal Kombat. We're gonna do Mortal Kombat 2. So we do that. Press start. Jump in. And again, what's neat about this guy is that you can actually play with the remote. So if you're like, you know what, man, I want to play this game. This is a real arcade game. It's not a console game. You can actually, in console or whatever game, you can actually control the entire system with that remote as long as it syncs up. And it's like when you turn the machine on, it syncs up. So what you want to do is you can actually sit down at your couch, and we actually have an option to have HDMI wire that could come from the machine out to your wall-mounted TV, and we even have wireless kits now, so that's pretty awesome. Wireless HDMI kits. I think the clearest level we can go is 1080p for the time being. But yeah, so that's pretty much where we're at with that stuff. And you can see that the screen on this guy is not filled in all the way. It's giving you the 4.8 aspect ratio, so it's giving you so you could always go widescreen. Just press the button for widescreen. This usually works best, 4.3 aspect ratio, if you're going to be playing your shooting games, like gun games and that. That's why I kind of left it on there. So that's kind of neat. So we're going to throw some quarters in here. Press start. Choose Liu Kang. It's probably the easiest guy to play with one controller, one joystick. Well, actually, maybe not. There's only a couple moves you could actually do. Yeah, so I got my butt kicked. So the whole idea is to show you guys how this all works. I'm gonna jump back out. But these are the actual arcade console games. The stand-up, full stand-ups like this guy, like Pole Position and all these other games out here that you see, the Tron. So you can actually find Tron, Burger Time, all those games that are out there. The originals, the Ms. Pac-Man. Ms. Pac-Man back there, Turbo Outrun. We already talked about Mario Kart. All these guys, you can actually find them on here, and they play exactly as the originals. Now, here's the thing I wanted to show you guys. What's kind of neat. I'm going to jump into Pac-Man to kind of give you guys an idea, or not kind of, just gave you the idea here, to show you how this screen here. You see how the screen goes up and down? Well, if you see the screen, this is a 32-inch screen. But yeah, we're still limited. We have about maybe 15 inches from top to bottom. It goes 32 inches from corner to corner. But from top to bottom, I believe it's only like 15 to 17 inches. It's around there. And that's why I'm going to press start. Well, coin up, press start. Now, look at the difference between top Pac-Man and lower 32-inch Pac-Man. That thing's full screen, corner to corner. And this guy's limited, so if we were to turn that sideways, we'd go full screen. So this entire guy here is lit up from corner to corner. You can see the corners here. And the full screen is being used rather than just having the big borders on the left and right side. So and that's just how the imaging goes on this guy. So that's how it is. So we're gonna jump back out. That was important. I wanted to show you guys that. Most people will ask us about those fellas, and it's just how it is. So there are literally 55,000 games on this entire system. I think we're closer to about 65 or 68,000 now, and but we still call it the 55,001 just sounds good, I guess. But I wanted to show you guys a little bit of everything on this fella, and that's just how it is. Let's see what we find here. Even Paperboy. We found the original Paperboy here. It shows you a little description there of the year. Put some coins in. Oh, man, I just pressed the exit button. I wasn't looking. So there's insert coin, start 1 or 2. So player 1 start, or 2 people start. Oh, this is one of those games. All right, so this is one of those games that I noticed that sometimes, this is perfect. I can actually show you guys a little bit of something with this fella. I'm gonna walk back here and grab a keyboard. So this keyboard comes along with the machine. Should have had this keyboard here actually, but this is a perfect example of what happens at times. It's very rare, but some of those specialty machines, if you guys remember, the pole position, Paperboy, games like that were like stand-ups, they had their very own setup, like the high-low controller and the pedal down below. These guys are at times they're a little bit different, and what it requires for us to do is to go into our background. So what we're going to do is turn on hit that little red switch behind the thing here. I'm going to turn it on. It's going to go to green. And what this fella does is that it allows us to go into only the MAME system. So we're going to press tab right here on the keyboard, and it's going to bring up this little fella here. And what that does is that we're going to highlight input this machine and press enter. Right? We're going to press enter on that fella. And you're going to see that it says button 1 is A. Then we have analog and all that stuff. Coin is S and U. So coin 1 is S and U. So we have literally no start button on this fella. I think so because of that, what we're going to do is just press the A button. Oh, I got to jump out of this. You press the A button and it automatically starts the thing. So start button does not exist on certain games. And I'll show you on this machine, the start button does not exist. There's no buttons. So the pedal, the gas, is literally the start button. So like this guy, Paperboy, that's the literally the start button. So it's one of those things. So, oh, he already died. Damn it. So I wanted to show you guys with this guy, you can actually control it with this controller. Check it out. You go left and right with a joystick, with a D-pad. You go left and right with this guy, and or use the joystick to go left and right. So that's pretty neat. It's pretty neat. You could use those two guys. You could even use, if you're a gamer, you can actually use your actual keyboard to make them go left and right. So that's kind of neat. So there's several different ways you could actually play this game, which is kind of neat. So I'm going to jump back out. We're going to see what we can do. See what else we can see. What else we can find. So there's just a tons and tons of games in this guy. If you guys have specific games you guys want to look into, we can totally check it out. Oh, here's Pong. Yeah, you send us a message, but we'll go over a specific game if you guys are looking for specific games for us to look over and see how they look or play. I'll tell you right now, the machines that we build, all the computers and components are extremely fast, so they're meant to be. So just to give you an idea how fast these the list goes through, it just keeps going. You can literally stop, press start, and it jumps in right away. It loads it up in a matter of a couple seconds, and the game is already loaded and the ROM is about to download. So just a random game. We just stopped and pressed start. We started the game. We're gonna throw a couple of coins in. Start. Oh. So same idea. It wanted me to press the button. So the blue player is about to start. All right, so I'm gonna jump out of this. It's one of those old school computer games. So I'm gonna jump all the way out. I wanted to show you guys some more of those consoles. So there's a ton of stuff going on with these consoles. There's Pac-Man. So this thing actually literally has every Pac-Man version and system that's ever been created, pretty much. Like the old school, even the what do they call the knockoff? You know, just people just make random Pac-Man mazes, and it's just crazy all the levels. You have Cave, you have a ton of games in there. You have all the Capcom systems, CPS 1, 2, and 3. You have the Sega video game system. Now this isn't Sega Genesis, this is the Sega video game system, which is the arcade version. They're just broken down into actual systems. So like this guy, Nintendo arcade systems, these are all of the arcade Nintendo actual gameplay, the ones that actually play exactly like the original stand-up arcades. So like the MAME system has the emulator system in it, and it plays this system, but this is just a breakdown of all of those systems in one category, so that way you're not looking for them individually, you have them all in one place. So like Duck Hunt and Dr. Mario and all those guys, they're all in one spot, so that's really awesome. You have Mario Brothers, Metroid, Punch-Out, Popeye, just a bunch of stuff, and it's pretty cool. I did notice that like some of the play choice games, when you jump in, I'm going to press start here on this Super Mario Brothers. What I did notice that some of these games, you can see there was 2 screens on that stand-up machine. And this is what happens. It breaks up the screen so that this is supposedly the top screen. Then you have your bottom screen. So you have button 1, channel select, and button 2 is enter. So I'm going to press button 1 and button 2 at the same time. Coin up. And then we get to play Super Mario Brothers. So that's the way to select the game. So, but what's weird about this guy is that when you select a channel with the versus systems, they're not always what we want them to be. It jumps into certain games and you play certain games, but certain systems with the Mario thing. But it's hard to jump into the actual arcade. Like it kind of wants to do a couple other things. Like it has its own deal going down. What you got to do is, guys, keep pressing the coin button, and it gives you the options of how to play the games. But sometimes these games doesn't allow you to start the actual game. There it is. Okay, so I had to select the system and then press the lower button, A and B. Oh, press start again. There you go. We had to press start. So it'll start up the game and it'll go full screen, But in the beginning, it'll show like a dual screen, which is funny. This is so weird. It's only weird because I'm playing like this. That's too crazy. So anyway, I wanted to show you guys how the play choice works and just kind of go through there. So there's, oh, I'm going to go jump all the way back. So it has all the Mario's 1, 2, and 3 in there. So the Daphne system, a lot of people ask about Dragon's Lair. So it has all the Laserdisc games in it as well. Like Dragon's Lair 1, 2, and it has Space Ace, which is really another one that people really are always asking about. And you just have a ton of the all the gun games too. All these games like I think Badlands is a gun game, I believe. Yeah, there's a couple of games here and there. I think the McCoy or something. I don't know what it was called. So there's several games in here that are meant to be played with a gun, so you can actually find them and play them. So there's a bunch of stuff in here. Jump back out. Jumping back out. Action Max, the American laser games. All these guys that show gun games. You can actually play these with the Wiimote. So that's pretty cool. So there's just a ton of stuff. The Mugen games have a ton of stuff in there. You have the Windows games. A ton of racing games and just adventure games. Run and gun, the PopCap games again. Slot machines. You got Cody in here. Vintage commercials. So if you want to have it just chill out, you can actually see old school commercials.
Out of this world games from Atari, the #1 video computer system.
Get the Vectric system, all the Atari. There's just a ton of stuff in here. You have the PC Engine. The Super Graphics. So all the hard to find consoles and games, they're all here. There's a ton of games that are very, very hard to find. Even the TurboGrafx 16, they play a little differently than the 16 to the CD version. Some games play a little differently, and they're just a little faster, better graphics, things like that. You have the old school Game Boy, and all these console games can be played with your Xbox 360 remote. That's pretty much primarily the reason why we have that remote, so we can play all these games. It even has Dreamcast, Crazy Taxi. My goodness. It has a Naomi system. And all the games ever made for it too. Neo Geo Pocket, PlayStation 2. It's just a ton of stuff. Even the PSP games are in here. All the God of War stuff. So I'm gonna jump into there. I believe we even have Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, Liberty Stories and Vice City Stories. So that's pretty cool. And they play amazingly. Fast and clear as hell. So there's not many games. There's got to be like 20 games of the PSP games in here. Maybe less, man. There's probably got to be like 7, 8. But at least they're good games. So and it's pretty cool because you jump into a game and it shows the actual PSP on the screen. So that's kind of neat. What we like doing is zooming in with the remote. We zoom in and we kind of jump in on that thing. Panasonic 3DO, the DOS. Now we have a toolkit as well. So if anything goes wrong, you go in there, you can fix your sound. You can find all kinds of good stuff. How to repair your machine from within. So that's pretty cool. We kind of hook that up so we don't have any problems. If you ever have problems, you could always go in there and fix it yourself. It's pretty awesome. So anyway, I think we went around the wheel a little bit. I didn't go to every game, but it's a ton of games. And hopefully this helps you guys out. So one thing I wanted to do is just show you guys how to turn off the system. And what you do is you press your escape button, which is the second button here. You press escape, and you're gonna press the escape button. Is going to ask you if you want to exit, yes or no, and you simply use the joystick to make your decision. Just highlight it, and then just press the left button, which is your enter and player 1 start button. Press that fella, and there it is. turns right off. So the system turns off. Now this is good. This is a good example of what we were talking about a little while ago. The computer will shut down, so all of your PC will be down, but your main screen down here will still be on. So you can still play 2 people head to head, and it'll allow you to be able to play as many games as you like. Now as you can see, you have Miss Pac-Man on the lower screen. And to jump out of there, what we're going to do is press this little player 1 button on the left side. You see the number 1 spaceship? We press this guy. We press and hold that fella. And it says release now. And we have, again, with a joystick, go up or down and make our selection, continue or exit. And you highlight exit and you press that little start button again to jump out. So we're going to press that fella. It's going to jump back out. Sorry about the screen, the reflection. it's pretty bright. The menu here. The menu here is pretty awesome. So you could actually go down, up and down the game, look through the game list, and you can see an actual video of each individual game before you jump into it. So being that these are such large game lists, some of them are 412, some are 589. It's really neat to be able to see that that video before you play. So that way, sometimes you see a game you've never heard before, and one of the deals is that you can actually, find one. You could find a game that you like without even knowing that it was cool. It looks cool, and you have no idea what it's called, but you just run across some cool stuff. So you're constantly discovering things, that even on the 412, let alone on the 55,001. So that's crazy. But so yes, we just wanted to show you guys a little bit of about how this machine works and how it goes along. And again, I'm going to turn it back on while it's off like this. What we're going to do, like we didn't do last time, like I didn't do last time, is turn on the controller and then press this lower power button. And as soon as it gets pressed, it takes a couple seconds here. It starts lighting up all over again. And it's loading up Retrocade. So here we are again. And if you guys have any questions, give us a call, send us a message, share, subscribe, like, thumb up, give us a thumbs up. I can't even speak right now. We've been working like crazy. Yeah, give us a call. Give us a call if you guys have any questions. Any questions or any ideas, if you want us to make